Hey guys, and welcome to my Steam Roundup for today, the 15th of July. So yeah, there's going to be no Warcraft Daily today because I'm really tired, so yeah, fuck it. Now, the games. First up is Reus. This is 50% off, bringing it down to £3.49. If you want to know what this game is, well, it's sort of interesting. Essentially, you control 4 different giants, and they're sort of different aspects of nature, so you have like the water guy, the ground guy, stuff like that. And you can place sort of things on this circular world, and depending on where you place things, human colonies appear, and say if you place, like, I don't know, a crop near a river, or like near water, then you get a bonus, and your, like, human civilization grows, and they can war with each other, and even go to war with you, the giants. It looks pretty cool, and I'm considering picking it up for £3.49. It does look a little bit puzzle game-ish in stages, which is the only thing I'd be tentative about. Still, it's a good game for a good price. Now, the next thing I have is Killing Floor. This is a zombie survival horror game. It's first person, and it's very fun. It's not a game that I've played, and I'm considering picking it up, but I'm not really sure. And a lot of people do actually say it's better than Left 4 Dead, which is enticing to me. Overall, though, for 80% off, £2.99, I'm thinking this is a good deal that you should probably at least check out and see if you want it. Next up, we have Castle Crashers. This is 75% off, bring it down to £2.49. This is a side-scrolling combat, sort of 2D, but you can move within depth game. It's very fun. You play as these 4 little, knight dudes, and you have fun. It's pretty challenging in places. And overall, it's a very fun game. Now, it's pretty old. It's been out a good few years, but it's got excellent reviews across the board. And if you're into that sort of genre, then absolutely pick it up. The next thing we have is Dawn of War 2. Now, there is actually a ridiculous amount of different packs you can get. Most of them are for Dawn of War 2 Retribution and the various DLCs. There's one for Dawn of War 2 The Last Stand, which is like basically it's a wave survival game. Now, what Dawn of War 2 is that it's an RTS, but it's small and it's squad-based. You control about 3 or 4 different squads. You can kit them out. It's got some RPG mechanics in terms of loot and stuff. It's not like the first Dawn of War. The first Dawn of War was more of an RTS, in that you build a base, you build an army, you attack the enemy. Retribution, Dawn of War 2 is far more of a smaller scale experience. Well, now, it is very fun, it's a very good game, and it's certainly worth picking up if you're into it, especially if you're into the Warhammer universe. Personally, I prefer the first Dawn of War game because I would generally go for the traditional RTS experience over what Dawn of War 2 offers, but it's still a very good game. Now, the next thing we have is Dishonored. This is 66% off, bring it down to £5.09. This includes the DLCs, which are Voidwalker Arsenal, The Knife of Dunwall, and Dunwall City Trials. Sorry, it doesn't include them, but they're also on sale for 66% off. Now, this game is fantastic. It's one of the best games of last year, and you should absolutely pick it up. It's a first-person stealth action game. It's got RPG stuff in it as well, and it's basically fantastic, set in a really cool steampunk world. Yeah, every part of my body says buy this. It's great. Now, the next thing we have is Terraria, and if you haven't heard of what Terraria is, it's essentially a 2D combat-ish, sort of exploration-y, dungeon crawl-ish game that involves crafting and things. It takes inspiration from a lot of the traditional 2D combat games and a little bit of inspiration from Minecraft in that you can destroy blocks and build things, but unlike Minecraft, this has got far more of a game to it. There are bosses to kill, there's objectives to complete. There are more objectives that you find through playing. They're not really bespoke, but there is quite a lot here, and I actually recently got a new update for the PC. Now, 75% off and £1.49. It's absolutely worth it, especially if you can play it with friends, because the co-op is great. Now, the next thing we have is Max Payne 3. Now, this is a game that I enjoyed quite a bit, and for £6.24, I think it's worth it. Now, it came under quite a lot of flack for perhaps not being ultra true to the first 2 Max Payne games, which, by the way, are fantastic. But all I can say is that I enjoyed this game. It's a third-person action game, shooter game. It's got quite a lot of cutscenes and stuff like that. Now, I didn't really mind it because I thought they were pretty atmospheric and they fitted in well, but probably it could have done with less of them. Still, I think it was a very good game, and it's certainly worth picking up. The multiplayer was pretty forgettable, as far as I'm concerned. Next up, we have Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. This is 75% off, bringing it down to £7.49. For this price, I would say buy the 4-pack, or, you know, get your friends to buy it, or something like that, because this is a game that, in my opinion, is pretty meh on single player, but on multiplayer is ridiculous fun. It's as close as you're going to really get to a real-time space 4X game, and it's not 4X, you know, it's a real-time strategy, but it certainly takes a lot of inspiration from the 4X genre. It's very fun. It's on a massive scale. You can have ridiculously big fleets. It's very fun. Combat's perhaps a little bit lackluster, but it's still pretty nice to watch, and there's still depth in how you construct your empire and your economy and stuff like that. Overall, it's a great game, and if you have people to play it with, then absolutely pick it up. Next up, we have Dust: An Elysian Tale. This is a 2D. It's actually made by one guy. It's pretty cool. It's got beautiful art, beautiful music. It's a 2D side-scrolling RPG where you kill shit. It seems like that's a pretty cool story, pretty cool main character. It's got this sort of anthropomorphic? I think I may be derping with words. As I said, I'm tired today. It's got a pretty cool art style, essentially, and it looks very good. It's actually the one game in today's sale that I'm definitely considering picking up. And the next thing we have is Wargame not European Escalation, that was the first one. Airland Battle. Not a very good name, but whatever. It's 50% off, bring it down to £14.99. This is a RTS. It's on a pretty big scale, and it's more of an action-y RTS in that you don't build a giant base and do that sort of thing. It's more about how you use your units, using them tactically and that sort of thing. It's very fun, and while I'm not prepared to pay 15 quid for it, the reason for that is just because I'm a little bit tight on money at the minute, it's probably worth it if you're into the genre, and especially if you like the first game. Now, flash sales, these will be relevant for probably the 6.5 hours after this video goes up. They are Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. This is a fantastic game. It's made by Obsidian. It's very good and probably worth buying for £2.37, being 66% off. And the next thing is Mirror's Edge. This is 70% off, bringing it down to £4.49. Mirror's Edge is a first-person free-running game, and the free-running, when it does it, is absolutely brilliant. It's really fun, great art style, wonderful music. The problem is, sometimes they introduce combat and puzzly elements, and they're just not fun at all. It's a game that is flawed, for sure, but I think is still very good. Now, one of the better parts of the game would be the time trial mode, which is really fun, pretty interesting, and the skill ceiling's actually pretty high. So for 70% off, if it interests you, I'd say go for it. The game's recently been, its sequel has been greenlit by EA, which is pretty cool, and it's being made by DICE. The next thing we have is Bioshock Infinite, 50% off for £17.49. You might be able to find this a few pounds cheaper, but if you can't, this is a fantastic deal for a fantastic game, certainly one of the best of the year, and it's absolutely worth picking up. Next up we have Oregon Trail Director's Cut. This is not the original Oregon Trail, it is a zombie game. It's them zombies. It's 99 pence, that's 75% off, and essentially it's like Oregon Trail, but it's got a zombie theme to it. Pretty much you're like on a road trip across America while there's a zombie horde, and you do things like all the little mini games that are classic to the Oregon Trail, the decision making about what sort of path you take through the world. Like, it's 75% off, 99 pence. It's not that much money. If it looks interesting, pick it up. I mean, it costs less than what some places charge for a bottle of Coke, so you really can't go that badly wrong. That's it for today's sale. Hopefully tomorrow's video schedule will be a little bit better. I'm kind of knackered today, so that's why things have been a little bit crap. But yes, thank you for watching. That's it for today. Please like if you like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.